Welcome home, Isaiah Pacheco. It is good, good, good. Who got him? Chris Jones got him. Mahomes looks that way. He's going to go wide open left side. Kelsey, touchdown. The Kansas City Chiefs have done it. As I said at the end of the broadcast, by the way, Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, and senior team reporter Matt McMullen. You can doubt the Chiefs, dislike the Chiefs, disrespect the Chiefs. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs being the first team in NFL history to win back-to-back Super Bowls and be the first team to even go back for a chance at a three-peat. I said we're past Pluto. We're past this. We are past this solar system with this victory over the Buffalo Bills.
This is something that we talked about just hours after Super Bowl 58, talking about the challenge of going after 3 in a row. And it'd be tough, right? Getting everybody's best shot every single week. Well, that discussion started way back in April and in May. And every single day has been about getting to this point. And to win this game on this stage when just about everyone outside of Kansas City was saying, nah, it's the Bills' turn. No, the Chiefs are still here.
And the whole, I'm not going to get in the narrative about the refs and all that stuff. Listen, and Buffalo played great.
Yeah.
Josh Allen was great. That 2-minute offense at the end of the half to get the touchdown to Mac Hollins to get it within 5. But let's just start with the Chiefs defense here. They stop the 2-point conversion, 5-point game. They actually take a little bit of sass out of the momentum. And then I want to ask you about the 2 fourth-down stops, because you and I talked about giveaway, takeaway all week long. Buffalo's lived off of it. But in essence, it's takeaways when you get a stop on downs. The Chiefs did it twice.
On that 2-point conversion and the short 4th-down stop, does everyone understand how big Josh Allen is? He's like 6'5", 250 pounds. He's like a big tight end playing quarterback. He's nearly impossible to stop on their version of the tush push. It has like 100% success rate. Well, for the Chiefs in both of those instances, especially the 4th-down play at midfield to say, nah, if you want to get this, you have to earn it against us. And they stopped him. And think about what happened in that moment. The Bills were leading by a point at that point in the game. If they advance down the field, if they score, the Chiefs are looking down the barrel of a loss. But instead, the Chiefs get the ball back, down a point, go down and score and take the lead. Incredible performance here by the Chiefs defense against the Buffalo Bills.
Mike Pennell was awesome in this game. He's part of that stop. So is George Karlaftis. So is Nick Bolton. And then the other stop, 4th down and 5. A field goal ties it at 32-32. A touchdown wins the game for Buffalo. What about the 4th and 5 stop?
What's so cool, because we're going to talk all about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and this clash of great quarterbacks. And that's what everyone will remember 20 years from now, is these great quarterback clashes. But that stop on 4th and 5, Steve Spagnuolo put him in the Hall of Fame for drawing up his best play to get the Bills off the field in that instance. Just amazing stuff.
It's like he was saving it.
Yeah.
Offensively, Mahomes was incredible. He's now 6-1 this year when trailing in the 4th quarter, which is nuts in and of itself. And now with his 17th playoff win, only Tom Brady has more. He passed Joe Montana tonight. And no quarterback has ever beaten another quarterback, another starting quarterback, 4 times in the playoffs. Mahomes did it, but he did it on a night where Josh Allen was incredible in this game, I thought.
And Mahomes is also now one of just 3 quarterbacks in NFL history to start 5 Super Bowls, joining Tom Brady and John Elway. Brady was 34 when he started his 5th. John Elway was 38. Patrick Mahomes is 29 years old. This is something that has never happened before in NFL history, and we are living it.
And if he wins Super Bowl 59, it'll be his 10th straight playoff win. That will actually tie Tom Brady. But Andy Reid was also remarkable in this game. So many heroes to talk about on both the defensive and offensive side. And a big 42-yard punt return by Nico Remigio in this game. He's become a weapon. 63-yard kickoff return in the playoffs against Houston, and now a 41-yard punt return against these guys.
And that's what's so cool about this, and what's so cool about this Kansas City Chiefs team. Like I said on Field Pass, the NFL is designed for parity. It's not designed for this. You're not supposed to have success like this every single year. And what the Chiefs do is it's not just Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. It is a team. Everyone contributed to this win here tonight. Everybody. Nico Remigio is an undrafted free agent that Brett Veach and his staff saw and said, hey, let's get this guy in here. And little did we know, a couple years later, he'd have a huge punt return in the AFC Championship game to set up a touchdown. It's just so cool. It's a testament to this entire team and the front office and the coaching staff. It goes beyond just the superstars. They're important, but it's every single member of this team that got this win here tonight.
One more note. Mahomes, 288 passing attempts without an interception. That's the most by any quarterback entering a Super Bowl. Let's go to the podium and get some reaction.
All right. What a great game for the National Football League, for the Kansas City Chiefs. To have the Lamar Hunt Trophy back in our hand here in Kansas City is a real treat to be a part of that. Appreciate all that Clark and his family have done for us to allow us to have the players we have and the equipment and everything that goes with that. And then this beautiful stadium with our fans, it's incredible. What a great experience. But we're not done. So we're not done. We've got another game against a real good Philadelphia Eagles team, and we've got a lot of preparation to go before we have a chance to play them. I'd like to take my hat off here to the Buffalo Bills and the great job that Sean's done with that group and his coaches and players. Every time we play them, it's one to store away and in the history books. It's just they're great, phenomenal games, and it's great for the fans. It's great for the league. I also like to put a shout out to the coaches, our coaches, for the job that they did, the coordinators for putting together these game plans, literally a game of inches today. And we were lucky to be on that side of it where we had the most inches. So that was a positive thing. And then for Mark Donovan and the great work that he does as our president, and Brett Veach for giving us these players so we can go play at the level that we play at. So, anyways, with that, time's yours.
Say all these close games over the last couple of years, encourage you guys for this moment. Is that part of what comes through in the end?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this came right down to an inch, literally. I mean, that's what the stop was. And so it was back and forth. It was going to be back and forth. Whoever had the ball last was probably going to come out on the, in the lead, so in the win. But I'm proud of our guys battling like they battled. I mean, Pat Mahomes was phenomenal. Travis Kelce, their leadership, Chris Jones. I can just go through all these guys. I mean, they didn't waver at all, and that's how they've been. I mean, that from training camp. I mean, they've got this personality where they know how to bear down. They know when to have fun, but they also know when to bear down.
Andy, you go also the 4th and 1 play on inside your own territory is not typical for you guys. What went into doing it?
I just want to give you something to write about, Vahe. Now, listen, again, that's a trust thing. You have to have trust in your guys. We called a timeout so we could kind of calm the minds and take what we thought was our best play and against them there. And so between that one and that last one at the end that P. Ryan had, we had some time to kind of digest those.
When these head coaching cycles come around, Hispanics is not at the top of lists. How perplexing is that to you?
Yeah, listen, I have the utmost respect for him, and I know he'd be a great head coach. I don't want to lose him selfishly, but I know what kind of coach he is, and I know the situation that he was in with the Rams and all that, and you give him another opportunity, and he'll do a great job there. But that I can't determine that, and we don't have time to worry too much about that with all this going on.
The others seem to be really motivated by the chance to go for 3. Clark talked about it out there. Pat talked about it out there. Now that you're in the moment and you're not immediately preparing for another game, is it at all motivating for you as well?
I think motivation's the wrong word, or I'm gonna just change that for you. So I would tell you we're motivated like crazy to win the game. I mean, that's what you're motivated to do. You get caught up in that other stuff, all the hype that goes with it, and then you forget about 3rd and 1 and detailing that, either side of the ball. So you've got to keep everything in perspective. And really, when it comes down to it, all the confetti, all that's great. I mean, it's great. Nothing like doing it with your home fans. But it's going to come down to a football game. And the team that prepares and makes the least amount of mistakes will come out, the victor. So you make sure that you keep your head right and bear down and, do the right things.
You mentioned that fourth down play. What does it say about Nick to be able to make that play? Really, what has he meant these past few years?
Yeah, Bolton. Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's a great kid, great player. Pride of Missouri, MU, baby. Yeah, so he's been fun to be around and coach.
Andy, nine teams have gone back to back. Why is it taking this long for somebody to the third after that? What makes it so difficult?
Yeah, I mean, you think of all the ups and downs and arounds that you went through during the season, the injuries, all those things that have to just happen the right way. With the margin to win and or lose in this league is so small, the parity is unbelievable, and that's the way the commissioner and the owners wanted that, so that every city had a chance. And so it's just some of these games are, they're gut wrenching, and I've got a lot of gut to wrench. So, it's one of those things. So you really have to, you got to hit it right, and it's got to come out right.
A couple more guys. Go ahead, Todd. Coach, you've got a lot of guys here, won Super Bowls and all that, but you've got some new guys, especially some veteran guys. Just what are your feelings for DeAndre, Kareem?
Yeah. I was so happy for him. DJ's another one. I mean, I was so happy for those guys. I mean, the smile on their faces and their compete throughout the time that they were here has been incredible. I mean, literally took Kareem off the couch. And after having a couple surgeries and all that bit that he had, and here he comes out and does a great job for us here.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Last week you saw his cameo appearance with his sneak attack. Now he's up here for an interview. The defensive effort in this game to beat the Buffalo Bills. What about the overall effort?
My God, you want to just talk about the front seven? I mean, a 4th and 1 stop, a 3rd and 1 that they punched out, that they recovered. Like, I got to give it to that D-line and that linebacker crew tonight, because they was flying around. And, the DBs, yeah, we come up, wrap tackle, but they set the tone. And they're the ones that made us go tonight.
How about the difficulty in defending these guys? I mean, these guys are hard to defend. They remind me of Philadelphia, your rookie year in Super Bowl 57. Yeah. What about the difficulty in defending them?
I mean, we knew that they were going to pose a great threat. They got Josh Allen over there, who's a great quarterback, who can really make all the throws, use his feet, and they got guys that want to win, you know what I mean? And they got a good culture over there. So coming in tonight, I mean, we knew it was going to be a 4-quarter battle, you know what I mean? Until that clock says 0, we was really not in the clear. So we had to bring our A game. We had to go through our trials and tribulations, but came out with that victory. That's all that matters.
All-pro corner here, Trent McDuffie. I want 9-0 in the playoffs. You are 9-0 in the playoffs, and you're going back to the show 3rd time in 3 years. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, there was like 5 minutes right when the game hit 0. Me and B. Cook were just sitting on the bench, and I mean, tears were coming to my eyes. Like, the moment that this brought for us, for, I mean, the community, for the family, for just everybody who was involved with the Chiefs, it's a special thing, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
I love to see the way you're evolving into a leader on this team. Amenahu gets to play now. He gets to go. So does B. Cook. He ain't sitting in no chair.
Come on.
What about it?
I'm telling you, I mean, the energy that these boys bring. I mean, you just talk about Charles and B. Cook alone. I mean, even J. Watt, who was injured this year, like, these guys want to play. And, when you got guys who come here each and every day, going to work, want to go out there and be their best selves and want to help the team improve, I love guys like that. And that's the culture that we have around here.
Final question. What about the opportunity to do? You already did something that's never been done in NFL history, winning this game. What about doing something that's never, ever, ever been done?
I think we got to just do what we do. You know what I mean? Play Chiefs football. Don't make the moment too big. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we've been here before. We just go do what we got to do.
We're biased, but this is the best corner in the league, baby. He's 9-0 in the playoffs.
All right. First of all, I want to congratulate Andy, his staff, the players,
Patrick, Travis, Chris, what an amazing game tonight. Also want to congratulate Mark Donovan and Brett Veach. So much work goes into an evening like this. You know, with Brett, it starts early in the offseason, and what an amazing job he did of putting this team together and helping us find players to replace some of the people that got injured during the course of the year. It's an amazing achievement. We talked a lot about this early in the year, about the opportunity to be the first team to go back to the Super Bowl after back-to-back wins. And it's hard to even put into words what it means to have the opportunity that we will here in 2 weeks in New Orleans. So special. I want to give a shout out to our fans tonight. I thought our fans were incredible. GHA Field at Arrowhead is a very difficult place for opposing teams to play, and our fans made it so tonight. And then lastly, I want to congratulate the Bills on a tremendous season. What a great football team, fantastic organization that they have.
Clark, how do you think your dad would react to something like this?
Well, as much as we as a family like having a bunch of trophies with his name on it, I think he would have been upset because he was so humble. I don't think any of us really could have dreamed about it being like this and having the success that we've had, winning 5 Lamar Hunt trophies in the last 7 years, and going back to the Super Bowl. I think he would love it because at his heart he was a fan. He and my mom, they were fans first and foremost, and so I know he would love that aspect of it, and he would also love it for our fans because that was always a focus of his.
You mentioned go ahead, Todd.
When you think about Andy and Pat and bringing them here, as you think about it in the idea of what it meant for the city, just how do you reflect on their impact over these last years?
Yeah, well, obviously it's been transformational. You just think back to 2013 when Andy joined the organization, made us an immediate winner, really changed the culture here. And then a few years later, he got the quarterback that he'd been waiting his whole career for. I think there was a comment earlier about why it's so hard, why nobody's ever gone back to have a chance at a three-peat. I think it's because those teams didn't have the combination of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
We'll do 3 more guys. Cool. Sam, Vahe, and then Adam.
Can you put the impact Andy has had in perspective? You're a historian of the league. Are we looking at maybe the greatest coach in league history?
I think he certainly has to be in that conversation. Different time periods make it hard to compare coaches from different generations. Certainly having cleared 300 wins and with the Super Bowl wins that he already has and the AFC championships and NFC championship that he won, he's got to be right there at the top. I think the great news for Chiefs fans is he's not done. Right? We've got work to do here in 2 weeks, and then I know he's excited about the challenge of coming back next year.
Clark, Andy mentioned the gut-wrenching wins, and I wonder what that's been like for you all season. I mean, have you seen that as something building towards this, or at times worrisome? How did you process that? How do you think it impacted today?
Yeah, I think it was all of that. Certainly it was a roller coaster for everyone who's a Chiefs fan. All those close games, but at the same time, we were learning something valuable from it, and we've seen it in the past. And I think Patrick Mahomes is at his best when the games are on the line. And I said it outside the podium how he and his teammates almost always find a way to get it done. They did tonight. Tonight we were playing an incredible football team, the Buffalo Bills. You knew it was going to be close. We have the history of our playoff victories over them the last several years, so you knew it was going to be a close game because all those games were close. And I think the experience that the team gained during the season really helped them tonight.
Last 2, Adam, and then Nate. Go ahead, Adam.
Clark, congratulations, by the way. You said a minute ago you didn't dream of having success like this as an organization. What did you dream of? What did you think were realistic expectations here?
Yeah. Well, our goal has always been to build a consistent winner, but the dream was to win 1 Lamar Hunt trophy and win our second Lombardi Trophy, which we achieved back in 2019. And the great news is none of us were satisfied with that. Nobody in the organization, Andy, Pat, Brett, Mark, myself, our entire family, we wanted to come back and have a shot for more. And credit really goes to Brett on helping us build that consistent winner. A lot of the players have changed over the last 6 years, but here we are back in the Super Bowl.
Last one, Nate.
Clark, when you're watching 4th and 5 in your midfield, just what goes through your mind when you see Spags blitz your best cornerback, knowing that either if it fails or succeeds, it kind of will tell the story of the game?
Yeah. Well, we've been blessed to have Spags here for a number of years, and we've seen him do that in the past. So, like our players, I trust in Spags.
Okay, thanks, Clark. All right, guys, we're going to have our general manager.
Okay. Juju Smith-Schuster in this game, 60 yards receiving, 2 gigantic plays. I'm going to ask you first about the 31-yarder on the opening drive. Walk me through that play.
Man, it's funny, man. We practiced that play all week, and Pat has never thrown that ball. And he had the pressure, and he threw it today, and I trusted it, just made a play, got upfield, got vertical, and, just trying to spark a play for our team.
You come back with a 29-yarder second half. What about that play?
Man, it was a big play. I saw a man-to-man across the board. Like I said, again, Pat had a little bit of pressure. He got the ball out, came back to the ball, and then, broke the tackle, put our offense in the best position to score.
That's the stats. I want to tell you, when I review video, you have been so amazing this year in a role where you'll do whatever you need to do. Your role in blocking has been incredible. What about that challenge and you rising?
Honestly, it's part of my game. I'm passionate about it. Anything to help out this team win. And blocking, it's a big critical. It helps set up our pass game. Blocking for our running backs like Pop and Reem, those guys are making huge plays. So whatever I can do to help this team win.
You have done that amazingly. Okay, you won Super Bowl 57. We're in here for 58. You're going in for 59. But you've been a pro in this league for so many years. Amena, who got hurt, he gets to go back. He gets his chance. Kareem Hunt gets in your room. Hollywood and D-Hop get to play in a Super Bowl for the first time ever. Walk me through that scenario.
It's amazing, man. You talk about a guy, D-Hop being in the league, being in the league for 12 years, and for him to have his first AFC championship win and then going to the Super Bowl, it's amazing, man. He's a great leader in our room. And then you talk about Hollywood, a guy who's fought through a major injury, coming here on a one-year deal to prove, and he's proven himself that he's a part of this team. And I'm just excited, for those guys, because I know what it's like, and now they get to experience what it's like.
This team, though, and again, you've got perspective being on different teams. What does this team have in all three phases that makes it unique?
Honestly, in this phase, man, what this team has is that we play through all 60 minutes. Special teams, offense, defense. We played to the last whistle, to the last second of the game. And honestly, shout out to our coaches for situational football. They've taught us and put us in situations where we know that in any situation, we know that we're going to run and we're going to dominate.
And finally, over 800 plays in this iPad. The fact to learn this offense and do everything. What about the challenge? But what does that mean when you get in a game like this that you can do a lot of stuff?
It means a lot. This versatile offense, you talk about a quarterback who could throw the ball anywhere on the field and make plays, a quarterback who's going to help us lead in situations like this. And then you just have a great head coach who knows how to dial it up. So honestly, it makes my job a lot easier. But at the end of the day, we got to give praise to the man above for making this all happen.
Amen. And he's back. He's going back to the show. This time, going to make history.
Yes, sir. Got to make history. Let's get it.
Juju Smith-Schuster, incredible in this game.
Yes, sir.
All right. There's a ton of people to thank after a game like this, and so I'll try to make it quick. But first and foremost, thanks to Clark Hunt and the Hunt family. Just an amazing ownership group to work with, and Clark is the brains behind this outfit, and he's the smartest guy I know. So I'm very happy and very privileged to work with him and follow his lead on this whole operation. Obviously, Mark Donovan, Mark's not just a business colleague. He's one of my good friends, and I lean on him a lot off the field. And Mark and his staff are tremendous, and obviously our coaching staff. I mean, everyone talks about it, but it's truly deserved how great they are, Coach Reed and his staff and Coach Spags and his staff. And what a great job by Coach right off the bat there on that fourth down going for it. I mean, you knew this was a game that you're going to have to really score points to beat this team. I mean, this is a phenomenal football team. So, he knew the dynamics of the game, and, that's why he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. My personnel staff, can't thank them enough for all the hard work they do off the field. And, most importantly, our tremendous fan base. I joke with my staff. I mean, this game, I know it was a tight game. I know it came right down to the end, but this game was won on Christmas Day when we beat Pittsburgh and we got home field advantage. Because I think when you have two teams like this playing against each other, it really just comes down to who has the home field advantage and who's going to get one pivotal stop. So very fortunate and thankful and blessed to have this game at home, and that was a difference. So certainly thank the Chiefs Kingdom for all their support. And had this game been played anywhere else, I don't know if the outcome would have been the same. So being at home and having that fan base was, I think, really the deciding factor. So with that, I'll take your questions.
You were very intentional in night one to go up, trade with the Bills and get Xavier Worthy. You talked about that coming into the game. I guess as you reflect, what did that mean to what this year has been and will build toward the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player, and the Bills have a great staff. I mean, that's one of the best football teams in the NFL, and a lot of people make it out like, well, the Bills didn't want them, and listen, they know what they're doing. They're a really good football team, and they beat us early in the season, and that was one of the best football teams out there. So, but look, we stick to our board, and we have a plan, and we believe in it, and we don't really second guess ourselves. And Xavier was a guy that we really loved and we were passionate about, and we were fortunate to go up there and get him. And like I said, the Bills they were on their own agenda, and they've done a great job of putting together a really good team. And so happy for Xavier. I know personally those guys, they know where they could have went, and I know he's happy to be here and excited to be here. But he's a great player. He's only going to get better. Coach talked about it just like Rasheed last year. After that week 10, 11, 12, he just took off, and he's really good, and the sky's the limit for him.
Right, you've seen Patrick play so many times. What is it about these moments? Like, can you put into perspective just what you see out of him in these types of games, especially in third down moments?
Yeah, he's goes back to just his awareness as a player, and he knows the situations, and he knows games where our defense is going to thrive, and a certain amount of points will be enough. But listen, we all knew that. I joked with my family before the game. I said the first one of 35 wins this game, and God, when it was 29-32, I was so nervous because I was like, God, I hope I'm not right, because they had the ball there at the end. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to score 35 points there. But Pat knew the situation. Our coaching staff knew the situation. Like I said, I go back to that fourth down and one. Like, you had to steal possessions and you had to score points against these guys, because you're not going to punt the ball, and they're not going to go 3 and out a lot. We got the stops when we need it, and that's why Spags is great, and that's why he's the best at what he does. But timely stops in situational football. That's why this team is so successful, because we really thrive in those situations.
With all the injuries earlier in the year, you could have pushed your chips all in on this year at the expense of future years. Do you sort of feel vindicated with the moves you did make and the moves you didn't make by getting to another Super Bowl here?
Well, I don't necessarily know if we feel vindicated. I think we're always aggressive, and it goes back to the leadership of Clark. Clark does a great job of keeping. I'm super aggressive, and that could be dangerous. And so having Clark's leadership and guidance is a blessing, and it's that kind of great balance where he gives me the green light when he feels like it's appropriate, but at the same time, we try to be smart and very decisive in what we do. But at the same time, we have a good group here, and we plan to be successful for a long time. And we just have to be smart, and it's that delicate balance of being disciplined and aggressive. There is a fine balance, and that's why it's a complete group effort between my staff and Clark and the coaching staff.
Last two will go by, and then Todd, go by.
Brad, as you went through the season, long period of winning sort of crazy and close games at times, what gave you faith that was building something instead of maybe something worrisome?
Well, I think that's kind of been the blueprint over the last few years. I think when you win so much in this league. You line up every week and you're getting teams' best shot week after week. And, we're not – I think everybody, when they play us and they come to Arrowhead or we go to their stadium, it's kind of like a litmus test for where their organization is. Okay, we're playing the Chiefs. How good are we? Well, now we'll see. And, so we're getting their best every week, even when we're not at our best. And I think that kind of builds character and it builds, toughness. And, we're going to see – the best that teams have to offer week in and week out. And so when we do get to the playoffs, we're going to be mentally challenged and mentally, hardened to a degree that when we get into these situations, our guys aren't going to flinch. And I think you see that time after time.
Brett, you guys had to cut ties with Kareem back in 18. It came full circle. He's been such a big part of what you've done. What your feelings are for him and how happy you are for him to get
there. Yeah, so excited. There's a kid that obviously it was a tough situation years ago, but the kid has grown and learned, and he's so grateful to be here, and we're so grateful to have him. It's really a blessing for this to come full circle, and for him to be out of this organization, and he did some great things with Cleveland, but it's always special to come full circle and to see him. And the way he has grown and developed as a person, both on and off the field, is great. And I'm so happy for him. And he's been so critical to our success. And he's a phenomenal football player. And like I said, I'm just blessed that it worked out and that he's back here and hopefully we'll have continued success with him.
Thanks, Brett.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Well, Patrick and
Yeah, there was a conversation for sure, and we just wanted to have a play that we liked and. Coach Reed trusted us. He trusted us a lot tonight, and we were able to go out there and make a play happen. And obviously, you roll out and you want to throw it to a couple guys, but when you can run it, you just take it. And it was a big moment in the game, and we were able to go down and get points after that.
The Super Bowl play that you ran in overtime last year, is that the same call there? Is there some differences?
No, there was differences to it. It's actually very similar. I don't know if you remember to the play that we ran for a touchdown to Travis in the first Super Bowl, and so just. Getting me on the edge, having a couple options for guys to throw it to, and then if they take that away in man coverage, just use your feet and get the first down.
Patrick, any sense coming into this game you would run for more yards and more touchdowns than Josh Allen did?
I didn't know that. Not necessarily. They always give me options to kind of pull the ball and run it, and they were playing man coverage a lot of the day, and they were putting a lot of attention on Travis. And so when them kind of that pushing that safety and pushing extra linebackers to Travis, it opened up different lanes for me to run, and I was able to run the football. And I pulled some of those reads that I've had all season long just because it's playoffs, and you have to make sure that the defense is true to what their rules are.
Patrick, whose idea is it to have you roll out with Travis as the lead blocker, and how much have y'all been working on that play, given you ran it from the 10? It's not like you ran it from the 5.
Yeah, no, it's actually the same run that Kareem scored on, and I handed it off on that one, and then based off how the DN played, I knew that he was going to try to get in there and not let him score again, and he went down, and I pulled it and went out, and Noah had a great block, and then Xavier, I think, was out there on the edge, and then Travis with the big block to get me into the end zone, and so it's about reading the defense, going out there and making plays, and it's always great when you have guys that are going to lay their body on the line in front of you to get you into the end zone.
Patrick, how about the last possession when Isaiah was trying to get down? The decision with the play was to seal it.
Yeah, it's just like I said, a ton of trust by Coach Reed to give me the football and let me have a chance to throw the ball. It helped that they called timeouts, and obviously they had to, but it gave me time to talk with the coaches, to get to the play that we wanted, stuff that we had talked about the night before the game, and was able to know that if it wasn't there, just take the sack, run for it as much as you can, let the clock run, and it's a lot of trust, and it comes from a lot of experience in those moments. And Samaje with a big time play, I haven't seen it yet because I got tackled after the throw. I looked up at the other scoreboard, but it seemed like he made a great move and stayed in bounds. And so it's just execution stuff that we work on every single week.
Patrick, obviously the real goal is still ahead, but can you just describe the feeling of getting to that after all this, and maybe what was going through your head as you're running around the field celebrating right when it ended?
It's just so hard to get to the Super Bowl, and I don't take it for granted. And to be able to do it again at Arrowhead was special. Last year it was awesome. You get there and you win it, but you're at a different stadium, and then being able to win it at Arrowhead, and then you get that trophy on that stage, and you look around, and there's a seat empty. It is a special place, and I'm glad that I get to be a part of Chiefs Kingdom and here in Kansas City because these moments that I'll have for the rest of my life.
What did you say it took to get here? To get to just this point?
Yeah, it's a long process, and it takes everybody. It takes every single person on the team, and you saw that tonight. If it was special teams, if it was offense, if it was defense, everybody had their role in this game, and that was a great football team that we played. And so for us to go through the season and win the games the way that we won them, I'm proud of the team. But like you said, we're not to the ultimate goal yet, and this will be a great challenge for us with Philadelphia. And so I'm excited for the guys preparing and get to New Orleans and put up our best shot.
Patrick, I know you're trying to win every year, but in this moment, with the chance to get the three, does this one feel a little bigger, maybe, in this moment?
I mean, not necessarily. I put every single season as its own season, and every team's different. You get new guys, you get guys that have to step up in different roles, and so I just go about my business and just try to prepare everybody to be in the best possible situations to succeed. And obviously, it'll be awesome. I think it'll be something I'll look back at the end of my career if we're able to go out there and get that three-peat. But at the same time, you just treat it as one season and one Super Bowl run, which is always hard to do.
We'll go across the room. Go ahead.
Patrick, a lot of your new teammates are going to get a chance to experience Super Bowl. One of them, Carson Wentz, who backs you. How special it is to work with him, and how has he helped your preparation, and what is he bringing?
Yeah, Carson's extremely intelligent. He's someone he's there early. He works extremely hard. And you see why he has the talent, so you see why he was a starting quarterback in this league and an MVP-level quarterback in this league. And so excited for him. I mean, I know he got the Super Bowl when he was in Philly, but to be able to go up against the Eagles again, like a lot of these guys on our team, have that Philadelphia history. And so it'll be a great moment to be able to go up and do that and try to do whatever we can to find a way to get a win.
Patrick, can you explain the handoff issue with you and Pacheco, and what did you tell yourself to not let that turnover sort of snowball in the wrong way?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to pull it to either run or throw the ball. Obviously, I did it a little too late. And so it's hard to put the running back in that position whenever they're trying to run and hit the hole and you try to make a late decision to pull the football. But obviously, you just move on. You just kind of keep pushing forward. It hurt in the moment. It hurt our team, and they went down and got points. But it was a long football game left. And so throughout different times in the game, you have to find ways to push through, even when you're not playing your best football, and we were able to do that tonight.
Yeah. Patrick, the way you guys win so many close games over and over again, like in theory, like mathematically, it's almost like impossible to do that. But how do you guys make that like sustainable thing? You know?
It's because it's everybody. It's not just one side of the football. I mean, if you look today, I mean, obviously, I think the offense played well, but we didn't score that touchdown there at the end. And the defense stopped Josh, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in a critical situation to give us a chance to run the timeout. And so it takes everybody, and we've done it so many different ways now that we just have full trust. And the coaches have trust in the players trust in the coaches, and we go out there and execute our job. And when you've done it over and over again, it becomes habit. And, I mean, obviously, we would want to win by more, but I think the regular season, winning all those close games, has prepared us for moments like today.
Last three, Todd. Go ahead.
You mentioned it. You've given Josh the chance to go down and win it. What was your perspective when Duffy's blitzing and he's heaving it up and Dalton has the – what's going through your mind? What are you seeing on it?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously nervous. I mean, I'm always nervous whenever the football's not in my hand, but it was – I have so much trust in that defense. They've done it all year. And I know that's a great offense that they're going up against. And Josh has made a lot of great plays all night, all season long. But I trust that Spags is going to call the right blitz or call the right coverage, and the guys are going to execute the assignment. And then whatever happens, happens. And so I was very happy that it was incomplete, and we were able to run the timeout after that.
Patrick, 17 postseason win now, second most by a quarterback in NFL history. Just how does that feel as a historian?
Yeah, it's obviously really cool. That's your goal, is to win in the postseason. But I've been blessed to be on a lot of great football teams with a lot of great coaches and a great organization. And I just try to maximize every moment because you never know when it's going to be your last one. I know I'm a long way from Tom, so I'll try to do whatever I can to get close to that.
You guys have turnover every year. Some of these guys have been with you since the beginning, like Travis and Chris. What does it mean to you to have the chance to get to do this with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world to me because I see the work they put in every single day. I mean, everybody sees, especially those two, their personalities and how fun they are and how much people like to be around them. But the work that they put in every single day, even when they're at the top of their game, is what makes them so special. And so like I said, I just try to maximize the opportunities I have with those guys, and I'm so appreciative of being in this situation with this team, and I'm just excited to go out there and have another challenge in the Super Bowl and with those guys as leaders beside me.
Last one, Matt. Patrick, how quickly do you put this behind you and start moving on to look at that Super Bowl and start working on the Eagles and getting ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a good night tonight, but after that, we'll be right on to focusing on the Eagles. We have a meeting tomorrow, and you try to take care of like your tickets and everything like that, and then you just focus on the game plan. This is a great football team we're playing. They're great on offense, they're great on defense and special teams, and so we played them in a close Super Bowl a couple years ago, but they've added players and they've got even better, and so it'll take our best football to win, and we'll be prepared, and we'll try to go out there and do that.
Thanks, Patrick.
That it, Brad?
So many times I think about your dad. This is Chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt. 5 Lamar Hunt trophies now in 7 seasons. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. And to get to do it in Arrowhead tonight, literally his favorite place on earth. I know he would just be thrilled with the organization, so happy for our fans. It's just special as a family anytime we get one of the trophies that has his name on it.
How proud are you of this team, what they've done and how they've done it, and this game tonight of just grinding it out?
Yeah, well, first of all, what an incredible performance tonight against a really good Buffalo Bills team. But I think you look at the whole season, right? And it's true when you're the defending champion after back-to-back Super Bowls that you're going to get everybody's best shot, right? And there's a lot of distractions and a lot of people talking about the end of the season when you really need to focus every week. And Andy did a terrific job with the team on getting them to focus on the task at hand, win a lot of close games, which I think in a lot of ways helped prepare us for tonight, right? Our guys know that they can find a way to win when the games are close, when it's a one-possession game. And it was just a tremendous performance, and I couldn't be more proud of them. We'll see if we can close the deal now in New Orleans.
And to do something already at this point that's never been done, to win back-to-back and go back to the Super Bowl. No team has ever done it. From a historical standpoint, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's hard to really put into words, right? That we're in this position, starting with the success we had in the 2019 season and the back-to-back Super Bowls, and now an opportunity to do something that, as you said, nobody has ever done, which tells you it's hard. And there's a reason why it's hard, right? A lot changes very quickly in the NFL on a year-to-year basis. The players aren't the same, and Brett Veach has done such a great job of drafting and adding free agents. And look at the adversity that we had during the season with all the injuries. And Brett, would go out on the street and literally bring in somebody from their couch like Kareem Hunt. And, look at the game that Kareem had tonight, how he helped us win not only tonight but throughout the season. So real credit to Brett and the personnel staff for helping pull this group together.
And it's Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. How crazy is that?
Unbelievable. You can't say enough about Andy getting that 300th win last week, right? Going back to the Super Bowl, playing the team where he really became Big Red, and had such a great career there, taking them to multiple NFC championship games and taking them to a Super Bowl. And we're just blessed to have him here in Kansas City because, as you and I have discussed many times, going back to 2013, when he walked in the building, things really changed. The culture changed, and we overnight became a winning team.
Wow. And then to go to New Orleans, where we won Super Bowl IV, and that storyline.
Yeah, unbelievable. I actually thought a little bit about that today. So special. I remember my parents talking about that Super Bowl. It was played at Tulane Stadium. And I heard today that we're going to be practicing at Tulane University, right? So you talk about going, full circle back to Super Bowl IV. So it's going to be special for our family, for the organization. I know for all of our fans, we have an opportunity to make history.
I'm going to speak for the entire Chiefs Kingdom. I told this to Tavia. You guys are incredible. your leadership, your hearts, your faith, everything that lead this franchise. Thanks. I don't want to let this moment pass.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I just want to thank our fans. Chiefs Kingdom, you're the absolute best. You made a huge difference tonight. And what a great honor to get to lift another Lamar Hunt trophy in our home stadium here at GHA Field at Arrowhead.
Chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, champions again of the AFC, Clark Hunt. Wow, still the celebration continues here. The 32-29 win over the Buffalo Bills to win the Chiefs' 5th Lamar Hunt trophy in 7 years.
Wow.
But, Matt, I want to ask you, the receivers. Remember, everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. Hollywood Brown, no catches against Houston. And then, Juju Smith-Schuster, no catches against Houston. Those three, along with Xavier Worthy, were incredible. 180 yards in receiving.
Yeah, again, we talked earlier about how this was a complete team effort. It wasn't just one player here today. And yeah, how about Xavier Worthy? What a rookie season for Xavier Worthy. In the biggest game of his life, he has 6 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster came up big time and time again in this game. He had 2 catches for 60 yards. Both of those catches came at huge points in the game. And Hollywood Brown, we were talking all year. Let's see if we can get Hollywood back for the biggest moments. He comes through with 3 catches for 35 yards. So when you're the Chiefs and you have all these weapons offensively, it makes Patrick Mahomes' life a lot easier, and it's so cool to see all these guys stepped up in the biggest game of their life.
The offensive line, they're not in the stat sheet. This is an exceptional defensive front for the Buffalo Bills. We talk about Epinesa, and we can go right down the line. Von Miller wasn't a factor in this game at all. We talk about Greg Rousseau and Ed Oliver. This offensive line, Jawan Taylor, Trey Smith at a pancake block tonight, Creed Humphrey, what Mike Caliendo has done, and then Joe Thuney at left tackle.
Joe Thuney, this is like one of the greatest stories in sports history, isn't it? He's a lifetime guard, and Coach Reed's like, I'm going to put you at left tackle, and you're just going to face like the best pass rushers in the league. We're also going to go to the AFC Championship game. And didn't you tell me Von Miller had like the most pressures in the NFL since week 13?
Yes, sir.
Von Miller, a player that was trying to get back to the Super Bowl for a 3rd time, I think, and was a non-factor in this game. Yeah. And also, like you said, credit to Mike Caliendo, because Ed Oliver is lining up across from him. Ed Oliver is a really, really good defensive lineman. And they got some pressure on Mahomes here and there, but for the most part, the Chiefs offense was able to do what it wanted to in this game, and that's a testament to this offensive line.
And now storylines abound. The Chiefs, the first ever team to get this far in NFL history. Oh, it's the Eagles. Andy Reid is #1 in wins for both these franchises, and it's those guys again. And going back to New Orleans, where the Chiefs won their first Super Bowl, Super Bowl IV. Matt, you can't make this up.
No, you can't. It's just poetic. I remember playing Madden when I was in college, and when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, you'd see the confetti falling, you see all these cool things, like the Chiefs players, the little digital Chiefs players out there celebrating. And I always hope maybe one day the Chiefs can do that. And we're living this right now, where this is real life. You are not dreaming if you're watching this. The Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl for the 3rd year in a row with an opportunity to do something that has never happened before in the history of the National Football League, and it's our team. It's very cool. We're going to talk all the next 2 weeks about getting ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. But let's enjoy this tonight, because this is pretty awesome.
Let her rip. We got 2 weeks to get ready for that one. I'll close this way. For Matt McMullen, I'm Mitch Holthus. You can doubt the Chiefs. Oh, there's a lot of them. You can dislike the Chiefs. There's a whole lot of that. You can disrespect the Chiefs. There's some of that. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs being the first ever team in NFL history to make it back to the Super Bowl and even have a chance for a three-peat. 32-29, Kansas City over Buffalo.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.